Ladies and gentlemen, I am the vigilant, conscientious, but at the same time pretentious man, the man who owns the Connecticut territory and runs all of America independent wrestling. I am the Puerto Rican Prince, Angel Santiago. What professional wrestling is, it's when two guys get in a ring and they're truly at styles clashes. It's trying to entertain an audience. It's not UFC where two guys walk out there and they just do a cockfight and they just beat each other until they're bleeding to death. Like, that's not the point of wrestling. The point of wrestling is to make the people feel something, to make the people interact with you, so that when you go out there, you're not just doing headlocks and takeovers and mat wrestling. No, that's not the point. The point of wrestling is to entertain the audience and for them to want you to go back out there. And to me, with a real art of wrestling is making sure that every time you go out there, you are consistent in who you are, but also different in what you're presenting. So that you're different and people want to see you come back. Oh, he might do that different thing again, or maybe he tries something else, but he's still him. And that's the whole point. I also hate people who go out there and one day they're in a lucha mask, and one day they're an Italian guy, and then one day they're, mimicking, a Ugandan giant. And it's just like, it's such a clash of what you're trying to do. You're not a person then. You're just imitating a bunch of caricatures of different people in history or whatever the case may be. You should be going out there every single week as you, turned up to 100. Honestly, the thing that I have to think about before I break the curtain is, how do I make them not know I'm nervous? How do I get across the second I break the curtain that I don't look like just another dude out there who's like, oh my God, there's 100 people here, there's 1,000 people here, what do I do? No, I gotta go out there and I gotta dance, or I gotta be real intense, and I have to just get across and make people look at me. Because you gotta remember too, in between wrestling matches, this is not like a football game where everyone's sitting there all ready to watch their game, they have their hats on, they have their jerseys on. All these people paid their hard-earned money for me to convince them that it was well money spent. So when I go out there, I gotta yell at the top of my lungs to have everyone turn to me, because there might be that guy at the concession stand buying a hot dog who's like, yeah, these entrances, I don't need to watch them, I'll just wait for the match. But the second that he's getting that hot dog and he hears me yell and he goes, huh? And he goes and looks at me, that's how I get the audience.
You talked about nervous piss. You ever have like a nervous shit?
Nervous shit?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Have you ever shit yourself in the ring is what I'm asking.
No, I haven't shit myself in the ring, but I've come damn close to puking. I have come close before in like a really long, I had a 30-minute match with Rad Dad. There was a point in that match where I was like, oh, I may puke right now. And I thought to myself, I was like, if I puke, where do I puke? That's usually the problem. Is like, if I shit myself, what do I do? Like, I can't. Like, I can't. Like, if I puke, I can't puke on an audience member. Do I go into the ring? Like, it just seems like a lot of hassle. So I'm like, nah, I'll wait till I get in the back. And then usually it subsides. But yeah, no, I haven't shit myself in the ring yet.
Now, you told me before the interview that you had a match last night. How was that? How'd that go? Can you run us through kind of the backstage scene of everything?
If I could file a lawsuit against the Wrecking Ball, I would. I faced Wrecking Ball Legursky last night. He is in an organization called the National Wrestling Alliance. It's run by the Smashing Pumpkins head, Billy Corgan. He threw me damn near 16 feet in the air. For people who don't know, Wrecking Ball is 6'6", 385. That's the biggest person I've ever faced in a ring. But that's also why after the match, I decided to put boots to ass to my two idiotic partners, Gabe Sayers and Castor, who just could not get the job done because clearly there's a screw loose up there that they can't get right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the title and what that means to you, and maybe show us off it?
Yeah. Before I won this title, my grandfather passed away, suddenly. And he was, relatively young. He was in good health, and he just passed away in his sleep. And that was 3 weeks before I won this title. And I'll never show it to him. But this title means to me what I couldn't show him and what I could show the rest of my family. And I feel that somehow this belt is like the last remains I have of him. I told him I would be world champion. I told him I could win a belt. I told him that I could be at the top of the mountain, that I can draw, and that I could do this, and that I won't get hurt, and I could face 6'6", 385 guys who toss me around, and I could still walk out the other side and do an interview the next day. And to me, having him there with me all the time is what matters to me. And that's why I will never lose this belt, because it means the world to me to have this on me, because it's what I could never show him. And I know he's looking down, seeing me with the belt around my shoulders, being proud of me, but having this around my shoulders feels like I have a piece of my grandfather with me still.